have is my little journal that I've been working in, that I started the color study in. And I have one of Leslie Rotner's beautiful brushes. I have some ink. I have that beautiful twine that I've been working with in my other lives. Some scissors, and then I'm not sure I'm going to use these, but I brought them in. I have a mechanical pencil, a Neo 2 color. This is water soluble, and a Stabilo. And then last week when we deconstructed our book, I have some of those pieces, and I have some little pieces in here. So I actually took one of my beautiful postcards and I cut it up. And I did this a little bit earlier, kind of thinking, well, maybe I can take this, and because going with the theme of cutting those postcards up and putting things together again, you know, the idea of being apart, then coming together, and just using it in that manner. Okay, so I knocked into the light. Okay, so I have pulled some papers over here. Let me just show you what I have, and I'm gonna move this over this side. And I have a little bowl of some little bits and pieces. And I thought this was really interesting. I don't know where it came from, but it's kind of a cool piece. And I thought these little holes that were in there were kind of an opportunity for stitching. And I have this little strip. And let's see. So when I did the deconstruction, I talked about, you know, like the little ruffly edges. So I thought I would show you kind of how I want to put this in today. I'll see. Sometimes I stitch them, which is really cool, just to ruffle them. I won't subject you to my slow stitching during the live, but I may just staple them for right now. And what else do I have? So I kind of kept little pieces together. And here's some parchment that I have writing on. So I may pull from here. And then these 3 little pieces caught my eye because I like this green that from that book cover. So, all right, so let me put this aside here. I have my stapler, I can grab that. All right. So I'm gonna get started. Let's see, make sure you can see everything. So I've thought about this a little bit, and I have these little vintage pictures, and I selected them. This was a couple together, so it kind of reminded me of someone vacationing in Italy maybe. And then I love this woman alone, kind of in the field, and then this single figure here as well. So I like those, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. So I'll put those off to the side. But I think I'll get started. I'm thinking about having this little raw edge here. So I already painted, and I peeled up a little piece while it was slightly wet. Just wanted to see what would happen, and I could work on that some more, but I didn't want it completely perfect. So I'm going to show you what I mean with these ruffly edges. So I am going to layer them. And like I said, you can staple, you can glue, you can stitch. And I have matte medium and I have Yes Paste. All right, there we go. So now I have like this little ruffle. Looks like a ruffle anyway to me. I'm just gonna, now this paper is very old and fragile, and it's just flaking apart, and I haven't, of course, it's a Facebook Live and I have no more staples. Okay, maybe I can get one more out down here. No, I can't, that's all right. I'll figure it out. It's on the fly. All right, so now I'm just gonna fold it. I don't even have to cut it because it's so brittle. So you could put a coat of matte medium over this or clear gesso. Whenever, a lot of people ask me, you know, what should I use on top of my paper? Should I put clear gesso? Should I put matte medium? And I think that might be a good Facebook Live just to kind of talk about the different mediums over different types of materials. Because if you have a water-soluble material, like a water-soluble charcoal, Stabilo, a water-soluble ink or watercolor, when you put anything wet on top of that, it's going to move it around. You can seal it with a fixative though. So now I want it to hang off the edge so that on the other side, I may just glue those two pieces together. So I had this little thing in the middle, so I may just put some matte medium to glue those two sheets together to make it a little bit more stable. But then I would see this from the other side. So I'm gonna do that. A little bit of Yes paste. I'm just gonna go along the edge here. Okay. So while I'm working in my journal, you know, I just kind of think about things. I'll, you know, put some music on and play with some ideas, just like we all do. And I think it just kind of fuels your creativity. And whenever you're stuck or you're overwhelmed with everything that's all your projects or your ideas, just take a little pile, narrow it down, and just start putting it into pages. And you could have a couple pages going at once. All right, now, I really like this piece here. And I think I'm going to take this opportunity of those little holes. And I have no idea where it came from. So. And I didn't knot it, I'm just gonna leave it be. Kind of doing this intuitively. I haven't given this a lot of thought because I wanted to just see what happens. This is a good challenge for me doing it live. I don't know what I'm doing. Quite often, most of my lives are a challenge for me. Okay. All right. I do want threads kind of hanging. I feel like I need to do one more here. So I like the idea of the thread kind of connecting and keeping the relationship, the conversation going. One more. Okay. This is the part I would probably speed up. I don't know, I find it kind of relaxing to watch people do this, so I don't know about you. All right, so I'm gonna leave this like so, and I want it to hang over a bit. Can you see that? Okay. And I'm just going to go on the back side of this piece here. And you can use matte medium too, is fine. And this is all a choice, what you want to put on top. So if I were to put matte medium on top of this, it would really flatten it out. And so I want the rawness of the paper to kind of stay. And it may be something I do eventually. I kind of like this couple. They seem to be like vacationing to me. So I think I might glue them down. I may go back and put a staple in here. See, I think I'm always prepared for these, and then I forget one thing, like binder clips or staples. Okay. There we go. I'll move it up a little. All right, now I found this little signature. It's Andre. And I think I might just put it under here. Maybe they need to go up a little bit higher. Like that. What else do I have? All right, now I have this. I want to bring this a little bit of green in to it. And this little piece, I don't know if you remember from the deconstruction, like I like these little fibers that kind of stick out. And so I'm just adding this layer here. All right. And this is just a little piece of the linen. And I'll just put it, connect these two. And what I'll do is I'll get the piece kind of laid out, and then I go back and I'll look at it and I'll think, oh, I want to add a stitching, and I can just stitch through the page, and I can add more elements. I can write in here. Which I can do that. Maybe I'll just write a little love letter. Maybe they're not together and they're missing each other. But this is also a good place for you to journal your thoughts. So I'm just kind of, it's a little bit frivolous what I'm creating right here, but when you're deep into your journaling, this is a good place to really write down what your intentions are for your creativity, for your art. And it really helps you to dig deeper creatively. And that's something that I'm looking for. So, if I were, alone in here and I would just start, writing and thinking and maybe covering some of it up, revealing some of that and pulling things away. So, I'm just kind of tapping into the surface of what I would do in my art journal. All right, so I like these little pieces coming up. Andre and, I don't know, Sophia. Okay. All right, now I have a little bit of this artist tape here, and I'm just gonna put a piece here. I think it looks pretty for no reason. Maybe a couple pieces to kind of connect my layout. And when I was cutting this out, I found there was the address, the word address. So I'm gonna put it right here in the center. I like having words and numbers in. Okay. And let's see, I also have this little piece here that might need to go somewhere. Maybe, I'll look at that. And when you're laying this out, I'm just going ahead and gluing, but quite often I will agonize over it, and I will then take a picture with my phone and look at it a bit more. Okay, so I have this kind of cool little piece that came out of the book, and I'll just add it here. All right. So before, did I glue this down? I did. All right. I take that off for a second. So I have this cool pen, brush from Leslie, and I dip it in some water over here. And then I have my little glass of ink, the Speedball ink. And I'm gonna make a mess. Oh wait, I gotta move the fine art way out of the way. Hold on. I can just see a disaster happening here. Can't believe I even have it on my work table. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to splatter. And I have it going on to everything. And so it's gonna kind of unite my pages and add another layer. Like that. Okay, and then I have a little bit of white gesso here. I might just put a little bit up here. Sometimes a little is all you need. This over here. So it's all taking shape, I think. Looking kind of interesting. So now I have this piece. So I cut my postcard in half and I really like the words here. So I think I'm going to make it hang out almost like a tab in the page, and then I'll just glue these two pieces together. How do I want it to hang out? Oh, I kind of like that. And you could staple it. All right, let's just smear this on here. So now I have this piece that's still hanging here. I'll let it hang just a bit. Okay, I'm starting to like it. I like this little bit of white, and I feel like, you know, in a smaller book, I may be a little bit more restrained in what I'm doing, but like I said earlier, I could go back and start adding some marks or some more staples. I'm just gonna hold that down there, but I do like it. I don't know if I need that, but I might just do some little scribbles, like handwriting